Welcome to Nordic Market News. Today is Tuesday, October 4th. This program is brought to you by news agency Direkt from Stockholm, Sweden on behalf of Infront. We will focus on the major financial news within or affecting the Nordic countries of Finland, Sweden, Denmark and Norway. We'll begin by looking at the stock market index from each country for the first about 2 hours of trade. Helsinki 25 is up 0.5%. OMXS 30 is following yesterday's pattern at an increase of 0.5% as well. Same for Norwegian, OSEBX 0.45 to 0.5%. And finally Copenhagen 20 with an increase of 0.1 to 0.2%. On the news front, it's a lot going on in Sweden today. Engineering giant ABB announces a buyback program of the company's stock for $3 billion following the coming 3 years of 2017 until 2019. ABB published a press release early this morning and held a press conference before starting off today's schedule for the Capital Market Day. ABB also says it will keep the criticized segment of power grids. Investor and Cevian, ABB's largest shareholders, have different opinions about this. Cevian says to hold on to the power grid is, quote, unfortunate, while Investor is backing the ABB CEO, saying it's the only logical thing to do. Over to Ericsson and their much debated austerity program. The factory in Borås could be closed altogether, and the Ericsson base of Kumla is expected to be hit hard. This is according to information which has not been officially confirmed by management, but is reported by Swedish Public Service SVT. And the analysts judged this information as credible. Management has, however, confirmed this morning cut in personnel affecting about 3,000 positions. And finally, we have Tele2 to make a new emission of 3 billion Swedish kronor due to the company's acquiring of TDS Sweden to a cost of 2.9 billion Swedish kronor, and current shareholders will be prioritized. Also, this morning, Goldman Sachs raised SCA to buy, giving it a boost on today's trade. If you look west to Norway, the third quarter of Stolt-Nielsen, the Norwegian transportation company, is expected to present an operating result of $57.9 million. According to a consensus analysis from SME Direkt, that is, and the 57.9 million is compared to last year's third quarter, 2015, of $59.8 million. This report is to be presented on Thursday, October 6th. Also, the Norwegian Department of Finance is to present the so-called Danish model of fees and taxes for the finance sector. Previous idea was to introduce a VAT, a value-added tax, on services within the sector, but now sources from the Department of Finance says the sector will have a higher company tax than other businesses, as well as raising the employment tax. Leaving Norway for Finland, the International Monetary Fund of IMF has presented their view of the country's economy, stating the growth will decrease for the country for 2016 and next year of 2017. Finland has 3 years of recession behind them, but has managed to turn the economy around. According to IMF, though, the recovery process will slow down, and the BNP is estimated for this year to 0.9%, 1.1% for 2017, and 1.5% the following years. Private consumption as well as investments will be the economy's premier force. Last but not least, over to Denmark. Bang & Olufsen as well as Novo Nordisk is weighing down on the Danish stock exchange. Bang & Olufsen presented their first quarter of their fiscal financial year, resulting in an initial drop on today's trade, and Novo Nordisk opens with a drop of 0.5%, reaching a total of 26% reduction in price since this summer. And that was the headlines for today's program. We will be back again tomorrow with more Nordic news. Thank you for watching.